love playing sports. I played in the Boys and Girls Club. I played flag football for them. I also played basketball growing up and volleyball. So I just always loved being around it. I'm very competitive, so I just always loved being around the game, the fans, the people. It's just something that I knew I always wanted to be around somewhat, some form, and really just something I knew I wanted to make a career of.
How do you feel about women's current state in sports?
So I know everyone always asks me, being a woman in sports, what do I think about the current state of women in sports? And I have to say, I think it has gotten better. Are we where we want to be ultimately? No, I think there's always room for growth. But we do see more women finally in the press box, in the locker rooms, getting the tough interviews. We see them more on ESPN, your Fox, Sports Centers, all that type of stuff. But there's also a lot of disparity. Sometimes when I go to a game and I look around, you don't see enough minority women, I'd say, for certain in the press box. And even in certain sports, sometimes I am still the only woman, and this is 2017, in the press box. So women are getting in there, and we're starting to put a crack in the glass ceiling, but I feel like we still have a ways to go to fully break the glass ceiling in the sports field, not just in this country, but in other countries as well.
Can you describe a time where you had to overcome an obstacle or a glass ceiling because you were a woman?
Sure. So I think just first getting into the sports industry, being a woman, you always have to prove more that you know your sports knowledge. I feel like whenever I first said I wanted to do sports reporting, immediately men would ask me, well, do you know this? Do you know that? Like, do you know this history and all that? So I feel like I always kind of had to prove I had to be there. And then once I finally got in there, I feel like people respect you. But as a woman, you do have to make sure that you know your stuff, because otherwise you'll quickly get the thing that you're just a pretty face, and that's not what anybody wants to be known for. So I think when I first started out, I really had to prove that, I'm in it to win it, and this is what I want to do. I know this stuff. I study it just like everybody else. I live for sports. So I feel like starting off, you really have to make a mark for yourself.
What is a woman?
So, what is a woman? I feel like that's the $1 million question. I feel like a woman is someone who knows herself. I feel like a woman is someone who's strong, who's nurturing, who's caring, who's powerful. I like the late, great Dr. Maya Angelou, who said, phenomenal woman. I think all women are phenomenal. And I think women are really the ones that hold everything together. I mean, think about it. Women give life to the next generation. But women, I think, ultimately are, people who can do anything they put their minds to and they put their dreams towards, and they can achieve anything they want. So ultimately, I think women are anything they want to be and more.
What do you see over the next 5 years? What do you think needs to happen to increase women's rights?
So to increase women's rights, which is something that's a really hot topic now, for one, I think we need to have an equal seat at the table. I think women need to be invited more to these big decision makings. We need to see more women in decision making. So we need to see more women in the Senate and the House and Congress as a whole, and hopefully one day a woman president. But most importantly, I think women do need to be seen as the same equals as men, meaning they need to get paid the same for the same work. Not just in sports, but in all facets of life. I think women also, want to be given the same rights as men. When women have babies, they want the equal maternity rights to leave work and stuff like that. And I think women ultimately just want to be respected the same. We don't want to see so much sexual assault happening, and 1 in 3 women have to experience that. So ultimately, I think women really want to be seen the same, and they want to be seen for their minds, not just their bodies.
Can you restate your name and profession for the camera?
Yes, so my name is Kelsey Nicole Nelson, and I'm a freelance sports reporter and sports anchor.
All right, thank you, Kelsey.